Hi there, this is Jim. Us old folks, we have special things to talk about, don't we? Let's start off with sleep. I'll tell you what my sleep patterns are, and you can compare them with yours, and you can leave notes if you want, and I'll try to answer them as quick as I can. But I tell you what, I'm slowing down, buddy. I'm slowing down. But I go to bed approximately before midnight. Right now it's 10 o'clock. I don't pick up the energy in my life until somewhere after, say, 7 to now is the maximum energy I'll have the whole day. Now, if you haven't looked at my YouTubes on long COVID, it does mention that it affects your sleep. You may have long COVID all your life. It affects your not only your sleep, but your breathing, your memory. So if I repeat something 2 or 3 times, don't get mad. Blame it on long COVID. So I probably go to bed about between 11 and 12, and I may even read something inspirational. And what I mean by inspirational, it could be religious, or it could be self-help or something like that. So when I get tired, I'll turn off the light. Say my prayers and turn off the light. And that doesn't mean I go to sleep. It means my mind is still active, but my body is pretty much trying to help me calm down and fall asleep. Now, here's what happened last week. What happened last week is I didn't go to sleep. And I reviewed why, and it's because I ate some things prior to going to take a shower. I ate things with sugar in them, like ice cream, graham crackers. I think I even was stupid enough to take a couple of vitamins that I forgot to take. If I could tell you 2 things to help you sleep, and this is from experience, don't eat at night. Now, books I've read say don't eat past 5. Now, a lot of people will eat something at night, but they don't realize there's sugar in it, and they don't know how much sugar, and that will pep you right on up. And if you take vitamins at night, it's going to sock you right on up to where you're not going to sleep. I know, because I didn't sleep that night, and that's what I did. The thing is, especially if you had a drink or 2, you're hungry. So you'll look in the refrigerator before going to your shower or getting ready for bed, and you'll see something in there to eat. Pimento cheese on crackers, or maybe make a bologna sandwich and put mustard on it. Do something like that, and you're going to be up. You're not going to go to sleep quick. And I'll tell you why. Your body's digesting it, or attempting to digest it. And it's going to take a lot longer while you're in that position like that than it is if you're in this position and walking around and doing things. So that affects your brain. If your digestion is going on, your brain is likely to stay active during that whole time. Think about that. Doesn't that make sense? If you eat a piece of cake, a pie, ice cream and pie, or anything that sweet, you've just now kicked up your desire, mental desire to not go to sleep because of the sugar. Best thing to do is not eat after 4 or 5. I've been told that for years and years and years by doctors and read it in books. Yeah, I know people say they need something in, for their stomach to feel better before they go to sleep. If it works for them, I'd say go to it. Go to it. Doesn't work for me. And my father used to get up about 2 o'clock in the morning and eat a donut or two. He'd go right back to sleep. And didn't seem to hurt him because each person is different. That's what I should have said. Each person is different. What I'm explaining that happens to me may or may not happen to you. But I'm telling you why it could happen to you, and more than likely will, is because anything you put in your body has to be metabolized, and it will affect your mind too and keep it alert. So best thing to do is shut off after 4 or 5 eating. And now drinking, I'm not going to give any advice on drinking because that's a whole different story about how much you drink, what you're drinking. If you're to the point where you're going into blackouts. I am a licensed clinical addictions therapist, and I will tell you that I've worked in that field for 30-some years. I'm retired now. So that's a whole different story. We're not going to talk about substance abuse, but it will greatly affect your sleep patterns. And I have had people in my room counseling that says that they will have to, they wake up every 3 hours and they have to get that bottle and drink enough to go back to sleep. And then when that wears down, they'll wake up and they'll have to drink more to go back to sleep. So that's a whole different pattern than eating, taking vitamins at night, and eating sweet stuff like cake, pie, and ice cream at night. So those are things all of us can control. We can say, okay, we want cake, but we know what's going to happen. We're not going to be waking up before we're not going to be going to sleep until 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. This puzzles me and bothers me, and that is that I can't predict when I'm going to go to sleep, especially if I eat anything, cookie. uh, it it probably won't make much difference if it's just a cookie, but if you eat cookie and ice cream, you got more sugar to digest. And remember, sugar is a upper. Sugar's the upper. So it's not going to put you down for sleep. Okay? Now, I will tell you this. In the last week, I probably have gone to sleep one time at 7 o'clock, sometimes at 4:30. This is in the morning. Sometimes at 3:30. And I haven't figured this out. I go to a special doctor that we talk about my sleep situation. And each of us has a rhythm in our brain depending on what we've done in our life. I've worked several jobs where I had to be there at 4 o'clock. I've worked at night where I had to be on call as a psychologist. I had to be on call all night long for a week at a time. And I got so many calls one night from people that wanted to talk about their mental illness or needed to go into the hospital, and I had to call the doctors and get admission rights for a person to go into a hospital. Well, what I'm going to tell you is, one night was so bad, the number of calls I was getting in, that I fell asleep, and when the phone rang, which was the doctor, to give the right for admission to the person I had talked on the phone, I heard the phone ring, but I thought it was the doorbell. I'm on the second. We have two floors, first and another floor above it. So here I am going downstairs. I go to each door and open it to see who's there. Nobody's there. Go to the other door. Nobody's there. I thought, could someone be out there on the deck? And I wasn't even sure. My mind was so messed up from lack of sleep. I thought maybe there's a doorbell on the deck. I went back there. Phone keeps ringing. I didn't have a recorder on it. It keeps ringing. Then it occurs to me, I bet you that's the telephone. Yeah, nobody's coming here tonight. That's the telephone. So I pick up the phone, and the doctor says, "Oh, I accept your client for bipolar." On an upward swing, she wasn't making total sense, if any, because her mind was racing at the speed that I couldn't reach if I wanted to. In other words, she was incapable of sleeping or slowing down without medication. So I arranged for her to go to that hospital. And Clark Memorial Hospital, but it's called LifeSpring in Indiana. And I had contracts with hospitals. I had contracts to do evaluations, and I had this one contract I'm telling you about. It was 24-hour. It wasn't 24-hour being on call, but when they shut off their office at 5, I was on call from 5 to when they opened at 8. Okay, I share that experience to let you know if you don't get enough sleep, your mind can really go into a bad state to where you're not thinking right, as I gave an example just now. Okay, so I kept working. I stopped working for that company and opened up my own office and worked with alcohol, drugs, and any type of mental illness. Didn't really care if a person had insurance or not. If they did, I'd bill it. If they didn't, I'd see them for free. Never asked for the co-payment, which was usually 20% of what the bill should have been. I'm just sharing this with you because, hey, I'm not working now. I made enough to get this far and to save it in the stock market, which is totally going down now because of tariffs being threatened. Yeah, I think maybe I've lost 20-30% of my retirement while this administration's been in, and I'll get it back because I did last time in 2008 and 9. I doubled my money when it went back up after everybody sold theirs. Everybody sold theirs because the stocks were only worth $1 or $2 or $3, some of the big ones, and so I was buying then, and when I came out of it, I paid off my house and my cars and things like that. So we may be in for that again. I do not think it will get that bad, but there was a housing crisis. There was a bank crisis at that time, 2008 and 9. You'll remember it if you're if in any way you heard the news. Okay. Us olden guys, we're tired when we wake up. We don't want to get up. Now, you might be different. You might be the type that gets up at 5 o'clock and drinks coffee and starts getting on the internet and running your own business and all this. Well, I hope you are. But it's more likely that as we get older, like, I don't want to say I'm old, but I'll go ahead and tell you I turned 76 on January the 13th. I've noticed a decline, especially in my eyes and my hearing over the last year, and especially in this one ear. I have bad hearing. As far as reading labels on prescriptions or vitamins, what I find is that I better get a magnifying glass that has lights on it. So that's how us old guys are proceeding through life. Now, friendships. Let's talk about friendships for a minute. I tell people I don't have any, but I do have acquaintances that are almost there to a friendship. I would call them friends. I would call them friends because they'd always be there to talk to me. They'd always try to help if they could. Some of them can't drive. because of handicaps of not walking anymore. Some I go to see personally, since I'm still a therapist. I can see them at their home and fully insured for $5 million if someone sues me. That would only occur if someone probably committed suicide while they were, after they saw me. That's not going to happen. Because I'm not seeing anyone except maybe one person every once in a while at home. And that's usually more case management, helping them get groceries, learn how to get groceries brought to their home, get stuff off Amazon for them, teach them how to use a cell phone, things like that. So that's my social life. Once a week, once every week to once every 2 weeks, I might see that person that needs help. Number two, my social life includes going to eat. And I try not to eat the junk food, so-called junk food. I like to go to a place that sit-down sports bar, things like that, and talk to friends. The same people's there every time drinking the same beer. And I've gotten to know them. Some are handymen, and I've hired them to help me in this house. And it's hard getting old, because in this house it's been flooded twice by heavy water, and I've spent a few $1,000s getting sub pumps put in and stuff done on the outside to where any water that tries to come in will go straight out. I can't explain it all, but I will tell you it took some money, and it took skilled labor to do it. And to clean up the basement, I had to hire the firm with the orange truck. I saw them today. I saw their truck today. And that was quite expensive too, like $2,000 each time they came. The 2 times they came, $2,000 each, because they had you see stuff back here. I need to get rid of it, but the stuff that was on the floor had to be destroyed, because it wasn't just water that came out. It pushed sewage up too, sewage water, because there wasn't a back valve put in when this house was made, and all this water coming down the hill to my house went up through the commode, the sink, and everywhere in the furnace room. Don't ask me. Well, I don't know how it got in the furnace room, but the furnace room was completely covered black when I got home from eating. And so we have put up with things like this. And if I think I can just buy another house that maybe for me will want just one floor, not necessarily a basement or a second floor. We got both here. I got both here, and you don't know what their problems were. Their problems may be worse. Mine's fixed, okay? Mine is fixed as best as I could do it. So we've gone 2 years, me and my wife, Judy, we've gone 2 years without any more water coming into the basement. But it's like post-traumatic stress disorder. Once something happens that bad 2 times in a row, every time you hear you're going to have a flash, like a flash flood warning, you want to get to the house as quick as you can, open up the basement door, and go into the room where we had 2 sub pumps put in, one huge one, then one in case smaller, in case electricity went off. Then it kicked on the battery, which went to a smaller one. So we have had both go off at different times. There's been that much water, but it never got on the floor. Well, what else can us folks talk about? Do we want to buy a new car? Is there any reason to buy a new car? Or do we want to just keep ours repaired, knowing that we'll probably be driving less and less, unless you got a big family that you go and visit? And that's good if you do. I don't have anything but 2 nieces that I would visit, and they're in Fresno, California. I'm in Indiana. So we don't see each other hardly anymore. Both are married and have family. So when you're that far away, you know it's going to cost a whole lot to fly. So I guess we ought to be thankful for the times they did come. And we are thankful for the times they did come, as a matter of fact. Right now, it's like Hermitville, like we're hermits. Well, let me just speak for myself. I feel like I'm a hermit. Now, my wife, she gets out with, she's got about 2 or 3 friends she may go out and eat with every week or every other week. I used to have friends, but they've moved. Two's moved to Austin, Texas, and 2 don't really get together with me. One gets together with Judy. Of course, it takes 2 to call, and it would be, I'll say it should be my responsibility to call what friends I have left. I shouldn't wait for them to call. But when you're tired and don't have a whole lot to say, it's difficult to want to pick up the phone and place a phone call. Now I do get on YouTube. Some people even on here, Facebook rather. Some occasionally that are on here will ask me to be their friend, and I always say yes. But if you want to do that, be sure to say that you saw me on YouTube, because it's getting close to 5,000, and I think the cutoff's 5,000. So I got to be careful not to exceed that, or I have to make another YouTube channel. Not YouTube, Facebook. So what's the bottom line here for tonight? The bottom line is it's after 10:30. Within an hour, I'll be upstairs taking a shower, and I'm not going to eat. Let's say what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to drink anything alcoholic. what I will do is I'll take a shower, I'll get a book, or I'll use my Kindle or iPad to read something inspirational, something that I may have already started and I'm continuing. And then when I get tired enough, my mind gets tired enough, I'll turn off the light and I will let my mind try to unwind until it does. And that's where me falling asleep comes in at different times. I'll look, it's 2:30. Get up, go to the restroom, it's 3:30. Okay, get up again. We're down to 5 o'clock. Say, good, I got plenty of time to fall asleep if I fall asleep. I aim to say I wasn't sleeping during this period of time. And usually somewhere around 3:30 to 5, I've at least drifted into one level of sleep, the lightest probably level. Not a deep level of sleep. But then, like I said, this week I've looked at my clock and it was like 7:30 in the morning and I'm not asleep yet. And I had things to do the next day. I think repairman was coming or something. So I get up before he gets here and throw water on my face and fix my hair to look like I'm not a bum. And believe it or not, the day that I didn't go to sleep till 7:30, once I did get up and splash water on my face, I had the same amount of energy that day than I did any other day where I may have fallen asleep at 1, 2, or 3, which would be rare. It's more like 3 or later. Okay, have we had fun today? I don't know if I've given you anything to help you, but this has been just a chat between me and you, letting you know how my life is going, and you can compare it to how your life is going. And if you like, you can tell me what you think about anything. Growing older, not driving anymore, or I still drive, but some people aren't my age. Things like that. If you just want to say hi, I welcome that. And I'm not the type of guy that you'll see here on YouTube that's going to ask you to subscribe or like me, because that's going to be up to you. It's up to you. I'm not going to do that. All my friends, what friends I have that are on YouTube do that. They'll have that banner that says subscribe and like the video, and if you don't do it, it'll come across again, subscribe now. Don't need that. If you want to subscribe, I think it was 500. I think I've had 500 subscriptions. I think I saw that today. It's been a long crawl upward to the 500 subscriptions, a long crawl, because I don't solicit that anymore. I did in the beginning. I thought, oh wow, wouldn't it be nice to make a living off this? No. No. No, I don't want I don't want people to subscribe unless they really want to, because I've got a whole different way of presenting messages that are unplanned. I did not know and do not know what I'm going to say from one word to the next. I didn't know what I was going to talk about today except old guys and what we do with our life, and sharing what I do with my life. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. And I'll be back on very soon.